Keep a Bible in my pocket.
Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have of testimony of Yahweh Shah. Worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shah.
So what's the testimony of Yahweh Shah he's going to tell you?
Is the spirit of prophecy.
So you should be occupied in the spirit of prophecy, because once you understand about the spirit of prophecy, you're dealing with the testimony of Yahweh Shah, because the testimony of Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy. Huh? So we should be occupied in prophecy. We should be looking into the prophecies, because when you deal with the prophecy, you're dealing with eschatology. You're dealing with you looking into the future, seeing future events happen. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes the Bible more real than any other book on the face of the earth. More valid. Because of the simple fact, when you deal with the Bible, you're dealing with prophecies. Things that have happened. You're dealing with things that have happened and things that are finna happen in the future when you deal with the Bible. There's things in this Bible that have already happened. But there's also things in this Bible that have yet to be fulfilled. And we're still awaiting certain things. You feel me? What you got? Go to 1 Peter 1. Matter of fact, go to 1 Peter 1. I think it's 1 and yeah, go to 1 Peter 1. But see, that's the thing, the prophecy. When you deal with the prophecies, you got to understand, like, this is things that the prophets of old, they would have loved to see the day that we're in right now, man. Would have loved to be able to be in this time, to be able to see the things that's taking place, man. The prophecies that's taking place. Let's get it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, this is the ESV. For truly I say to you, many prophets and righteous people long to see what you see and did not see it.
So they long to see what you see and did not see it. That's Matthew 13 and 17. They long to see these things, but they didn't get a chance to see it. They didn't get a chance to see what the Most High had out here for his people, man. Even to this day, man, the prophets of old, they didn't get a chance to see it in their day. But guess what? The Most High sent them back on earth to this day. To come out and teach the people, man. To wake the people up and wake them up to the fact that we're the Israelites. We're God's chosen people. So we have to come back to the laws of the Most High God, because that's what the Most High requires of us. Go to Deuteronomy 10 and start at verse 14. No, start at verse 12. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Start there.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him.
So what the Most High requires of us is to fear him, to walk in all his ways. We should be walking in the ways of the Most High, seeking to walk the way that he walked, seeking to walk the way his son walked. That's how we should be living our lives, but a lot of our people would rather do their own thing. But that's what the Most High is requiring of us, man. For us to fear him. When you fear somebody, when you fear somebody, you're not going to sit up there and test that person, huh? You can be like, oh man, that person, you know, when that person lays down, when that person issues a warning, you're not about to sit up there like, oh, I don't fear, I'm going to do it anyway. You're not about to be walking in that type of spirit. You going to see like that person mean business, man. Let me just chill out. Those are signs of you fearing somebody. Those are signs that you fear him. You should be showing that you fear the Most High God, man. You feel me? You should be showing that. We're gonna come back to that. Go to what you got? No, go to Sirach. Go to Sirach. Go to Sirach 18:27.
Sirach 18:27. A wise man will fear in everything.
Oh, but wise man will fear in everything, man. He's not just gonna be living his life just any type of way. A wise man is going to be living his life according to the Most High God, man. According to the ways of the Most High God. He going to let the Most High guide his path. That's how a wise man is going to be living his life, huh? You feel me? He's going to always be meditating and thinking about the laws of the Most High God. He's not just going to live his life any type of way and just expect the Most High to be fine with it. He's going to live his life in accordance to the laws of God. That's how a wise man is going to operate, man. And he's going to fear in everything, man. Because he's going to be thinking about, well, I don't want to sit up here, you know, a wise man is going to sit up here and look at the law of God, for instance, like, we can't eat swine. He's going to be sitting up there reading the ingredients, man. He's going to be really looking into this thing because he fears the Most High God. He believes in what the Most High said, and he fears the Most High God. So he's going to do what the Most High said, man. That's what the wise man going to do. But the foolish man, he's going to go out there and do anything. Go to Proverbs 22 and 3. Proverbs 22 and 3. Let's get it. How you doing, sister?
How you doing?
Doing okay.
Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
We foresee the evil. We see the things that's going to take place. We see the evil that's going to take place. We see everything that's going to bubble up. But what?
And hideth himself.
We hide ourselves, man. We get away. We pay attention, man. Like, some people will sit up there and see that a sin is going to take place. Something's going to take place. Oh, I might end up running into some type of sin, you know? And instead of sitting up there hiding themselves, they do what? Go ahead, finish reading.
So, but the simple pass on and are punished.
It says the simple pass on are punished, and they get punished, man. Why? Because instead of you sitting up there being wise about the circumstance and being wise about the situation, you choose to sit up there and say, you know what? I'm gonna just act like I don't see what's going on, and I'm gonna fall straight into it. And then you sit up there and try to use the scripture, a righteous man falls 7 times. It ain't that a righteous man that failed 7 times. It's the simple fact that you purposely failed. You purposely tricked. You purposely went off. You purposely chose to go that route. You're not just sitting up there living a righteous life, and then you just, we just accidentally ate some pork or something like that because you didn't realize what was in the food you was eating. Yeah, like you didn't realize that. You didn't realize it, but I'm saying it's one thing when somebody is choosing to just do something and break the laws of God, and then somebody breaks it in ignorant sin. You know, he didn't expect to eat that pork. He didn't know that it was pork, you know? You know, that person, the Most High would probably he's gonna have more mercy on that person because he's living a righteous life, but he just happened to accidentally eat some pork. He didn't choose to, he didn't expect to, but it just happens to happen, you know? Opposed to the other person, he knew that God said to not eat no pork, and he ate it because that's what he wanted to do. Most High got a sword for people like that, man. So we got to get out of the habit of, as people of God, we have to get out of the habit of willfully sinning. We have to get out of the habit of willfully breaking the commandments of God, man. A lot of our people are fine with breaking the commandments of God, man. We got to get out of that habit. We got to get out of that habit. We got to want better for ourselves. We got to put the cigarettes down, man. We got to put the pork down. The shrimp, crab, and the lobster, we got to put that down because it's destroying us as a people, man. We got to stop killing each other, man. We got to stop robbing each other. All these different things we need to stop doing, man. The problem with me is we sit up there and do all these things and then sit up there and act like, oh, you know, we're the children of God. They say they're my people, but they won't do what I say. Let's get it.
Hebrews 10 and 26. If we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left.
So it says if we deliberately sin after we've been literally showed the truth, at that point there's no sacrifice of sins for you. You're going to get that punishment. You're going to get the full extent of that punishment because you very well, you knew. But you knew what not to do, but because you wanted to be prideful and wanted to sit up there and walk in your own way, as a result, the Most High gonna judge you for that. you're going to get the full extent of your judgment because that's what you chose to do. That's the path that you chose to walk down. Let's continue.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 15. It's the book of James, chapter 4, verse 15. But that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live. And do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
So for somebody to sit up there and know what to do is good. He knows that this is the right thing to do. But he chooses not to do it. To him it is sin, man. Because you know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. But as a result of you continually wanting to live your life any type of way, it's sin. You feel me? If you know that you shouldn't be smoking that crack, then leave it alone. Don't even pick it up. You feel me? You know you shouldn't be popping the mollies, man. Because of what it's doing to our people, man, as a whole. You need to put it down. Leave it alone, man. Flush it down the toilet. That's what you need to do. Get Romans 7 and 7. Yeah, let's get Romans 7 and 7.
It's the book of Romans 7 and 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin?
So hold up. The question is the law of God sin? Because you got some pastors that'll sit up there and tell you, the law is evil. God's law is evil, is cursed. We don't need to keep God's law. Why are we doing that? But when you deal with the Bible tells you that the law of God is spiritual, it's holy. We're going to read those scriptures in a minute. But you got pastors that'll sit up there and tell you God's law is wicked, it's evil. We shouldn't keep God's law. But let's read this.
God forbid.
But Paul sat up there and told you that the law is not sin. God forbid that the law is sin. Why?
So, nay, I had not known sin, but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law, and said, thou shalt not covet.
So I wouldn't even know that I'm in error unless I had the law, because of the simple fact the law might sit up there and say, thou shalt not covet. Because the law says thou shalt not covet, I now know what I shouldn't do because there's a law that's in place, man. Just like in this society, there's laws set in place so you know what line you shouldn't cross. You feel me? That's the same way with the laws of God. There's a law set in place so you know which line you should not cross. And when you cross this line, you're in error. You feel me? You're in error. And we have to keep that in mind, you know? But you got people that sit up there and say we shouldn't keep the laws of God. Go to Romans 7 and 12.
It's the book of Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment is holy, and just and good.
So the Bible says that the law of God, we're going to read 14 after that. It says the law of God is holy, it's just, and it's good. So we got to keep that in mind. God's laws is holy. If you want to live a holy life, what should you do? You should follow the laws of God. You should follow God's law. You should open up the Bible, start reading the Bible, and start keeping the laws of God. Walk in the ways of the Most High. That's how you walk in the ways of the Most High, by keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. Let's continue.
Verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
See, everybody sitting up there talking about they spiritual. But the Bible just said, we know that the law is spiritual, but I'm carnal. So the only way for somebody that's carnal to really become super spiritual is by them keeping the law. If the law is spiritual and I'm carnal, then by me keeping the laws of God, I become spiritual. You see what I'm saying? I become spiritual, man. And that's what we should be out here seeking. To be spiritual, to actually be spiritual. Not just say we're spiritual. You know, not sitting up here worshiping your moon rocks and saying you spiritual. You know? It's not about that. It's about really living it out. But really keeping the laws of God and really being consistent in it, huh? You feel me? Go to James. Go to James 4.
James 4, from the top. From whence come wars of fightings among you? Come they that hint, even of your lust that war in your members. Ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye have salah, because ye ask not. Ye ask and not receive not, because ye ask amiss, that they may consume it upon your lust.
So that's the thing with our people too, man. We sit up here and ask for all these different things. We're asking for this, we're asking for that. But it's for this, but we're doing all this evil. We're sitting up here killing, we're sitting up here stealing, we're doing all this evil, all this wickedness, but we're asking God for this, we're asking God for that. But we only want those things just to fulfill the lust that we have within. That lust that we have within for evil. So, and we expect God to give it to us just because he's a God. Like, we look at God like he a damn genie. Like, we just supposed to rub a damn lamp and he's supposed to just offer it to us. That's not how it go, man. That's not how it go. You feel me? Like, this comes with work. It comes with you putting in work for the Most High and doing what you're supposed to do. He said he required of you to keep his commandments. So by you keeping the commandments, guess what? The Most High shouldn't have a problem with blessing you. Because guess what? Your mind is going to be locked into the laws of God. You're going to be living right. So when you start asking for certain things, guess what? It's going to be in the right, huh? You're not going to be sitting up here asking like, God, bless me with 100 wives so I can leave all of them. You're not going to be asking crazy like that. You know? You know? Like, or God, bless me with that. Bless me with the AR-15, man, so I can pop this brother that's on the other side of the block. I need the AR-15. That's what I need it for, God. Like, you're not gonna be asking stuff like that, huh? You're gonna be praying righteous prayers, huh? And that's what you need to be doing. Let's get continue reading.
Verse 4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God. Enmity, salah, enmity with God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
So if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of God. That's the reality of it. If you're a friend of this world, you're an enemy of God, huh? See, you can't be both, man. You can't be sitting up there. Go to Revelation 3:16. You can't do both. You can't sit up there and want to be friends of the world, but then again, I want to mix a little God with it. You can't be doing both. It's either you friends of this world and you walking in the world, you living your life based on how the world lives their life, or you're walking with God and you're living your life based on how God wants you to live your life. It's one or the other. You can't just sit up there and mix a little bit of this with this, mix a little bit of that with that. You can't be doing that, huh? It's one or the other. That's how it is with the Most High God.